everybody, and welcome back to Do Not Take This Cat Home. I don't remember what I'm doing. But what I do remember is that one of the options, once you get the cat home, which is where I'm currently at, has you picking between 3 options to feed the cat. One of which is very suspicious, and I suspect it will lead to a more proper ending. I don't want to get to that point yet, but I would be kind of mad at myself if I didn't go ahead and finish that off and see where that leads me, and I could just return to it later to explore whatever paths it gives me, if it gives me more paths. So, that's where we're gonna go. We're gonna load here. Looks like just this one here. Back in the apartment, figure out what I want to do with the cat. I have cleaned the cat. Both options were bad. I have fed the cat. The 2 options of the 3 that I did choose, also bad. We're going to do that 3rd one. Cat looks hungry, so you decide to feed it. You're great, not stopping at the store. Just going to skip right through. We don't need to see all that again, probably. We don't know what this is. We've never seen the mystery of food before in our fridge, but the cat's very interested. So, let's see what it does with it. Is this really a good idea? No, definitely not. Fine, I guess if this is what you want, you open the container and... No! You just barely managed to keep from throwing up. But just barely. The stench is overwhelming. Yeah. Give me a minute. You hazard a look at the contents of the container, but you honestly can't understand what you're supposed to be looking at. I mean, to me it looks like very, spoiled, Spam or something, but then why do you have it in a container like that? Everything is just mashed together. What exactly everything consists of is a mystery you're more than happy to keep unresolved. Different shapes, different sizes, different textures. Not the color, though. All of it is the same color. The most unfortunate looking shade of gray you've ever seen. Tinted with a nauseatingly wet green film over the top. Am I supposed to warm it up, or... You don't really know how to serve it. Any utensil or plate that touches is getting thrown out immediately. No exceptions. Your hands are going to be scrubbed with soap and hot water to within an inch of their lives after this. I don't think I want to put that in the microwave either, then, because that is tainting everything else I put in there ever. You decide against putting this crap in your microwave. Yeah. You doubt it would taste or smell any better warm. It might kill... No, probably not. Wouldn't kill much bacteria. Not wanting to hold it anymore, you shake your head and practically toss a container next to the cat on the counter. The cat enthusiastically dives for the toxic-looking sludge, sniffing it as if savoring the scent. You concern me. You turn to the fridge and close it. You've lost your appetite. Yeah, no. You're about to head to the bathroom to wash your hands before the next hour or so when it is actually eating it. Of course it is. Ugh. Ow! What? Why? What? A sharp pain on your foot causes you to stumble. You catch yourself on the kitchen sink and look down to see that the tip of your sock is... red. What? And the red is still slowly spraying to the rest of your sock. What? Are you bleeding? You quickly reach down and pull off your sock to see the damage. I am missing a fucking toe! Your middle toe is gone. It's just gone. Just a stump is left in its place, steadily leaking blood onto the floor. You clumsily step back as if it would help you get away from what you were seeing. The blood trail simply follows your movements. 911? You have to call 911. Phone, where's the... Ow! Your tongue? My tongue was anything to me. Oh my god. No. You slowly look over to find the cat still eating, completely unbothered by your suffering. Not bothering to try and stop the blood from dribbling out of your mouth. You keep watching in a daze as the cat happily chews at a gross piece of... Wait. That's... You look more closely at the mystery food in the cat's jaws. It looks vaguely familiar. It looks... Oh, please don't say it. Like... a tongue? Before you can even think to do anything to stop it, the cat dives into the container again. No, 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 no! And bites into a piece that looks kind of like an... Ah! You collapse to the floor, clutching your torso. You writhe around on the blood-streaked tiles, crying. Something inside you just... Blood pours out from deep within you. Whatever that was felt important. And now it's probably gone too. It hurts. It hurts so much. Stop. Please. You weakly try to reach up to the cat on the counter above you. Your vision blurs from the effort, from the pain, from your tears, from... Ah! Your eyes. Your eyes! Oh, I'm blind now. You fall limply back to the floor. You're leaking blood all over. From all over. Your foot, your mouth, your insides, your eye sockets. You can feel your life fading away too. That's fine. If it means not feeling the pain of losing another part of you, then hopefully the cat will take its time eating your eyeballs and give you time to just... You are what you eat. So that was the worst option, actually. Welp? Guess I'll pet the cat instead. Pet the cat, pet the cat. I should have done that first anyway. It was the first option. It's not every day you have access to a cute fluffy animal, right? What else is there to do but pet it to your heart's content? You sit on the floor in your living room and click your tongue to call the cat over. Oh. Cat dashes over to you, immediately climbing into your lap. Poor thing. You just want some attention, don't you? Alright, alright. You carefully pet the cat, and rub behind an ear, and scratch into the chin. A smooth sweep along the back. Oh, the pets. Good. You keep petting the cat in your lap, enjoying this bonding time together. But the cat starts to get restless after a while. That's a cat for you, but this is not like other cats, and I'm a little concerned. Hold on. I'm gonna make this easier on myself and go ahead and save a slot. I know that I should stop petting it. I know that I should, intuitively. I'm going to keep petting it to see what happens. You're not quite ready to stop. You feel so calm, the repetitive actions soothing your usually overworking mind. The music is concerning. You keep petting. The cat leans away from your next head pat. It's trying to get out of your lap. Oh, no, no, no. Interesting. So I could stop here. Keep petting. When you scratch under the cat's chin, it bites at your fingers. Owie! You might be bleeding, but it barely hurts. More of a warning than anything. Ooh, it's getting glowy. Cat struggles in your hold. It's watching you closely. It's getting real, insistent that I stop. But I gotta get all the endings. I'll regret this. I know I'll regret it. You keep petting the cat. Ow! That's fair. Ooh! The cat bites off your finger. It hurts. You're definitely bleeding now. But for some reason, you just can't stop. Oh no. You don't know what it is. Its fur is so much softer than you realized. You'd think that it would be shining in the faint light of your living room, but it's as if the darkness of the cat's black coat is sucking in all the illumination around it. Rendering completely no. You're drawn to it. Like you're somehow holding a deep dark abyss right in your lap. It seems calmer now, munching on your severed finger. The stump between your thumb and middle finger is leaking. But you keep petting. You fret that your blood will ruin its fur, but the cat no longer seems to mind. Time passes. It's dark out now. Soft as the fur is, your palm was starting to feel raw and damp under the constant friction from your petting. You think faintly that maybe you've had enough. You start to lift your hand from the cat, when in a flash... Ah! Why? Oh! My God! Your entire hand is separated from your wrist. It flops onto your lap beside the cat. The cat's claws on its front right paw glisten with crimson liquid. You don't feel it for a moment, but your body tenses, anticipating the pain as you blankly watch the cat lick at the bloody palm of your severed hand. It hurts. It really, really hurts. Then the cat looks up at you and you feel compelled to keep petting. You're reluctant, but you're also afraid of what will happen if you don't heed the call. What will you lose next if you try to resist it again? You were hurt for your insistent petting earlier, yet now you've been hurt for trying to stop? It defies all logic, but that's what scares you. There's no reasoning with such fickle whims. You feebly try to raise your uninjured hand to pet the cat, but it stiffens, golden eyes glinting dangerously. Well, alright then. You raise your bleeding stump and resume your petting to the best of your ability. With my very non-existing hand. Okay, if that's what it wants. You pet. And you bleed. You pet. And you bleed. You pet. And you bleed. You pet. And you... Ending 7, personal boundaries. Well, time to do what I should have done and stop petting the fucking cat. Okay, let's do something else. What if... Hold on, what happens if I pet it until it bites me? Does that change anything? I wonder. Hold on. I gotta know. I gotta know. It probably won't. Keep petting. Keep petting. It bit me. Stop there. Nope. It just gets real mad. Okay, well. Feeding it anything kills me. Cleaning anything kills me. Let's play with the cat. Now that we've pet the cat. Poor thing was probably bored stiff sitting in that old box all day. Just watching crowds of people walking by them, ignoring them. Yeah, You can't just leave them alone as soon as you're home. A little interspecies socializing won't kill you, right? Definitely. Definitely won't kill me. Aw, you just want some attention, don't you? You wanna play, huh? Okay then. What to play, though? Let's play with the cat. Laser pointers are awesome. I love them. I don't know if the cat would understand hide and seek, but that's an option. We'll just go down the list and see what happens. We'll try some yarn first. It's classic. If every movie and cartoon involving cats that you've watched since childhood is to be believed, then you can deduce with almost absolute certainty that cats freaking love yarn. Probably. Oh, I do actually have some yarn around. You unearth some from an old box in a hallway closet that's filled with knickknacks from various abandoned hobbies. You consider just handing the ball of bright red yarn over to the cat and supervising from the side, but that would defeat the idea of playing together, wouldn't it? You cut off a decent length of string from the ball of yarn and go back to the living room. Ooh, how long? Because depending on how long, you're getting your hand scratched, man. The cat is resting on the floor. It doesn't seem very interested at the moment. It's not asleep, but when it looks up at you as you enter the living room, you feel like it could doze off right then and there. You'll fix that. You smirk a little, confident with your surprise. You let the piece of yarn dangle just above the floor, pinched between your thumb and index finger. Oh. Uh-oh. The sudden shift in the cat's demeanor makes your heart start to beat a little faster. Its posture has barely changed at all. Just a subtle shift of the head and ears. A slight tension in the shoulders. A sharpness in the gaze as it locks onto the yarn, dangling an inch above the floor. The cat could still pass as being almost relaxed. Calm. And yet the air is thick with its eagerness to lunge forward. Waiting for the right moment to strike. You feel like you've just witnessed the awakening of the perfect predator. You're almost afraid of what will happen once you make the first move. But it will be you who makes the first move. You take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. And... Yoink! The cat had lunged the instant you wiggled the yarn. But you're faster. It completely misses as you flick your wrist, making the yarn recoil out of its reach like a terrified snake. Having overshot the landing in its eagerness, the cat stumbles and looks around as if shocked at its failed attempt. You generously click your tongue to help reorient it. The cat whips its head around at the sound. You're slightly taken aback at the intensity of its stare on the yarn, but you persist. You wiggle the yarn again, encouragingly. And yes, maybe a little tauntingly. This time, the cat anticipates the yarn's upward dodge and leaps up to swipe at it. But you're already one step ahead, puppeting the yarn to dance gracefully out of reach once more. Come on, you can do it. It's a little condescending, but you can't seem to help it. For some reason, it feels a little good knocking the feline down a peg or two. At least it seems to be enjoying itself. You hope, anyway. You keep going. The cat's movements have gotten more aggressive. It must be getting frustrated. You can swear it nearly took a shot at your eye that last time, and it jumped so high and erratically. You've been keeping the yarn in constant motion, afraid to slow down. Your wrist is starting to get tired. The cat doesn't seem to be losing any energy, though. It's like... it's getting faster and faster. Oh! Your wrist finally cramps sharply, making you lose control of the yarn's motion as the tip of it brushes lightly against your stomach. Oh god, no! Pain rips low across your torso. Into your torso. Blood pours out of your mouth. In a daze, you look down and see red blooming slowly along the bottom of your shirt, around the tears in the fabric. Ah! You watch as long, thick ropes of, oh god, something pour out from under your shirt into a bloody heap on the floor at your feet. A single red-streaked rope still hangs from you, connecting you to all that mess. Are those your... You crumble to the ground and topple over onto your side. Your vision has gone blurry, but... You can just make out the shape of something small and a deep inky black as it walks over and inspects your... Oh god, they're your intestines. Before it starts to giddily roll around in the mass of your bloody insides next to you. Darkness falls over you. The cat sounds happy. Nonsensically, you wonder where the yarn has gone, but there's really no need to worry about it. The cat seems content with the next best thing. At the end of your rope. Well? It was going so well! But you gotta learn to let the cat catch it once in a while, or you do get a very frustrated cat, and that is very dangerous with one like this. Okay, I don't know if having pet it changes anything, so I'll start from there. And I will play with the cat once more. This time, hopefully not die. I don't need all this. And I will use a laser pointer. Cats are curious creatures by nature. They're also natural hunters. Sort of. Why not pass the time by letting the cat hunt after something it'll never quite understand? I will admit, I like the confused look on their faces. When they try to catch it, and then they do have it in their paws, and they try and sniff at it, and there's just nothing. It sounds a little mean when you think of it like that. It is, but it's not like the cat will know anyway. Ignorance is bliss, or so they say. So you dig out your old laser pointer from your long gone dreaded days of group presentations in school. I never thought of a use for it like that. I've always had cats. I only ever use it for cats. You flip it on and see that even after all this time, the batteries still work. You get a little kick out of aiming it at a mirror hanging in the living room so it reflects off the glass, making a little red dot appear on your knee. That is a horrible place right now. The cat cautiously walks over, stopping every few steps to cast a look of suspicion at you. When it finally reaches you, it lightly presses a paw to your knee, like it's trying to catch the dot of red light as casually as possible. You managed to hold back a chuckle. Not that it really matters. The cat isn't paying attention to you at all, entirely focused on the light now resting on top of its paw. You move the light a little higher above your knee. The cat reacts immediately, trying to pin the light down, but in the next second you've already moved it to the floor. The cat jerkily follows, attempting a more energetic pounce when you shift the red dot. Over here, over there, and over there. By the couch. On the couch. The cat might be ignoring you, but you're certainly enjoying yourself. Been a while since you've laughed this much. You're laughing so much, in fact, that you accidentally shift the red light onto a lamp beside the couch. In its haste to get the light, the cat leaps onto the lamp, sending them both to the ground. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Ooh. The cat is sitting in the middle of the former lamp's broken shards. It looks so terrified. Back hunched, its head whipping around back and forth as if in a panic. You quickly turn off the laser pointer and rush over. I'm so sorry! Are you okay? Are you hurt? You reach down to pick up the cat and check for your injuries when... Ow! Ow! Hey! Cat swipes at you, claws extended. It backs up and twitches away, making frantic half-turns in various directions as if looking for something. Or waiting for something to appear. Oh, geez. That really hurt, you know. You hold the hand with the scratch close to your chest. It's bleeding, but it's not too big. You're more annoyed than anything, but... Immediately, your annoyance starts to bleed into concern. Oh, no. You watch in shock as the cat starts to run around, tearing at the carpet, the sofa, your armchair. You want to stop it, but you're afraid of getting in the middle of its rampage. You consider calling a vet for advice on how to calm it down, but for some reason... You feel like that wouldn't be a good idea. What happened to you? Is it... An idea comes to you? Or rather, a realization? You grasp the laser pointer, aiming it safely away towards the floor in the middle of the living room. Thinking, hoping, that the cat would calm down if it found what it was looking for. You turn on the laser pointer. The cat's reaction is immediate. Oh. You screwed up. In the span of mere seconds, you watch as the cat spies the red dot from its perch on the shredded armchair. Leaps high into the air. Changes in the air. Oh god. And slams down upon the dot on the floor with weight and force that shakes the whole apartment. Maybe even the whole building. You wonder dazedly how none of the other tenants have rushed over to complain about the noise. Yet as you stare at the sight in front of you, the cat has somehow grown in size. Eyes bulging and glowing. Tail thrashing. Teeth enlarged, bared, and covered alarmingly in a bubbling froth. Its giant claws rip and shred through the carpet, through the floor tiles, and even below them, ravenously trying to get at the red dot. Your head and hands are shaking. You don't know what to do. You feel trapped. You have to get away. Get it away from you. You slowly back up towards the door. The light moves with you. Instinctively, you flick the light away. This way and that, the cat stampeding after it. So fast. Smashing through the TV, breaking the couch in half. Too fast. Bulldozing through the wall into the hallway. A chance! You turn, intending to bolt out the door and never come back. But in your haste, you forget something. You forget several somethings. You forget the laser pointer, gripped like a lifeline in your hand. You forget the mirror, still miraculously hanging on the wall next to the hallway. Oh no. The laser reflecting off of it, putting a small, glowing red dot on the back of your head. As you reach the door, you forget that it's locked. You don't even have the chance to turn around before the cat lunges all the way across the room at you. You're torn to shreds before you can even blink. Targeted. Well, I'll be damned. Okay, well. I guess we'll play hide and seek. That can't get me killed, right? That can't. No, it can't. Right, how would that get me killed? Then again, how would feeding it tuna get me killed? It freaking did. I guess it depends on who's hiding and who's seeking. If it's the cat seeking, which is most likely, then it might just kill me anyway. But we're gonna try. How about hide and seek? You're not quite sure how this is going to work. Can a cat even understand the concept of a game? Let alone one with rules like hide and seek? Here, just... You pick up the cat and turn them away from you before hiding behind the armchair. You're almost certain the cat must have turned and looked while you were hiding. Out of confusion, at least, if nothing else. Regardless, a few moments later, the cat cautiously peeks around the armchair at you, eyes curious. You smile and scoop it up, holding it out in front of you. You found me! You win! The cat looks confused, but pleased at your praise. This time you put it on the armchair so it can't see your hiding spot as easily. You dash over to the kitchen, hiding behind the counter. It takes a little longer this time for the cat to find you. This time when it does, it startles you by hopping down into your lap from the countertop above. Whoa! You found me again! Okay, you win. You reward it with little scritches behind the ears and under the chin when it leans into your touch. Okay, why don't you give it a try? You go and stand in the middle of the living room. The cat following you. You make a show of covering your eyes and turning around. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! You turn around and see that the cat is gone. Huh. You sure catch on quick. There aren't that many places available in your apartment for someone your size to hide. But without the opposable thumbs needed to open the closed doors in the hall, the cat will have its limits too. Fair game. Okay, now where to look? Ooh, I get to actually look places. Okay. Cats are weirdly fast. I don't consider this a normal cat, so I kind of want to look in the hall, but I'm going to start where I am in the living room. I look behind the couch and the armchair, then under the coffee table. Nothing. The living room is pretty sparse when it comes to furniture, after all. Kitchen. You peek around the counter, grab a chair, check on top of the fridge. You even open the cupboards along the floor, just in case the cat may manage to squeeze inside. Nothing. You decide that's for the best. The kitchen is for making food, not playing games. And yet that's where I hid the second time. Alright, hallway it is. You peek around the corner into the hall. Nothing. You're not sure what you were expecting, with all the doors closed. There's nowhere in the hall for the cat to hide. You couldn't find the cat anywhere. You start to get a little worried when you hear a soft sound coming from the hall? You head to the hall and listen again. It did get into a door. That sounded like it was coming from your bedroom, but you walk down the hall to your room and gingerly open the door. Yeah! Cat trots out and runs around your legs and meowing insistently. It looks disappointed somehow. Appears perhaps in your apparently superb seeking skills, but you lift the cat into your arms and look at your bedroom door. How did you get in my room? You know the door was closed, right? The cat wiggles out of your hold and runs out of the hall. You follow to see it sitting in the middle of the living room. Upon seeing you, the cat promptly turns around. Guess it wants to take its turn seeking? You're about to indulge it by hiding around the counter again, but... Oh! Ha! Yee! The lights! Did the power go out? Darn it. As you wait for your eyes to adjust to the darkness, you notice that the cat hasn't moved an inch. Was it scared? Hey, are you... I'm more concerned at the moment with the fact the shadow has eye holes. What? For some reason, your heart starts beating faster. You consider going over to the cat, but when you do... What's with the The thought makes you feel... You feel like your life is in danger. You need to hide. Now. Huh? What? What the fuck? In the hallway closet. Quietly slip into the hallway closet. The door won't close because a heavy box is now blocking it after you squeeze it inside. If you try to move it further, the cat might hear it. That is, if it hasn't heard you already. This won't work. You need to hide somewhere else. Oh my god. Bedroom. You quietly rush into the bedroom, carefully closing the door behind you. The only place to hide in your bedroom is your closet. You lock the door as quietly as you can before lunging into the closet and sliding the door shut. The timer stopped, so I'm assuming this was a correct option? As soon as you secured yourself inside the closet, there's a sudden shift throughout the entire apartment. As if something can sense you're as ready as you'll ever be. As if it can sense that you're ready to be hunted. A horrible chill runs down your spine as you realize that's what this game has become. This isn't a simple game of hide and seek anymore. This is being hunted by a predator as prey. It never really mattered where you chose to hide, did it? As if in answer to your question, you hear a loud slam on the bedroom door. You just managed to hold back from making a startled noise at the sound. Your heart rate kicks up again, making it feel hard to breathe quietly. Hard to breathe in general. Tears fill your eyes as you cover your panting mouth with your shaking hands. It knows. It knows. Crying with your hands over your mouth, trying to smother the choked sounds leaking out of you, you slide down the wall at the back of your closet into a heap on the floor. You flinch harshly at the sound of the door being ripped off its hinges, followed by a loud crash against the wall on the other side of the room. Like the door had been blown away. The silence that follows, it's almost too much to bear. You can't. A single sob escapes through your nose. You squeeze your eyes shut in defeat at how loud it sounds in the quiet of the room. Not much point in hiding it anymore anyway, is there? You instinctively put whatever energy you have left into listening for footsteps, even as you emotionally shut down. But you hear nothing. 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 Then... something slides open the closet door. You've curled in on yourself. Knees up. Back curved forward. Head down. Mouth covered. Eyes shut tight, so tight it hurts. You don't want to look. You don't want to look. But that's what it's waiting for. It won't end you without this final act of cruelty. Of making you look at it before it takes your life. So cruel. You just want this to be over. So... you open your eyes. You see something glaring in at you from the darkness beyond the closet door. It looks disappointed. In the moment before you draw your last breath, you almost consider apologizing for being such unworthy prey. Guess your hiding skills were just as subpar as your seeking skills. Disappointing prey. Okay. I want to go through real quick and try the other hiding options and see if I actually can leave the apartment or not, and if that'll lead to anything different. Aside from, like, the difference in how it finds me. That will be slightly different regardless, assuming I can hide in other places. Okay. Armchair. Too close would find you immediately. Counter. You've hidden there before and it found you almost instantly. That won't work. Hall. Just in the hall? There's nowhere to hide in the hall. Obviously there isn't. Bathroom. You quietly rush to the bathroom and... What? Why is the door locked? You freeze upon realizing how much noise you just made jostling the doorknob and hold your breath, listening. The silence coming from the living room feels heavier than before, more restless. Even if some miracle opened the door now, it would know exactly where you were. No good. Just sit on the couch. Are you joking? You get the feeling the cat won't appreciate your lack of effort, and anyway, like hell are you getting any closer to it. Stop messing around and find a place to hide. I know this won't work, and I've seen it before. Only other option is to get out of the apartment. You're halfway to the front door when... Oh my god! You look at the door and see several more locks over it than you know you have. You peek over at the cat. It's not looking at you, but you feel a wave of disappointment practically pouring from it into you. It feels almost like a warning. You back away from the door and slowly subsides, letting you breathe again. There's no getting out then. You need to hide. Okay. Risk another hiding spot. Fuck. That is well, I'll just let the time run out then. Ow. How disappointing. You failed. Try again? No. Oh, it doesn't even give me an ending. Okay. Well, that was all the games. So, I guess I'll load in again, back here. And just not do anything with the cat at the moment. Okay, I've pet the cat, I tried all the other options, those killed me. Guess I'll... clean the apartment. You decide that even if it's your day off, that doesn't mean you should be completely unproductive. You know you have a guest and all, but you really shouldn't put off your chores. Best to get them done while you're in a mood to do so. So for now, you get dressed, roll up your sleeves, and get to work on cleaning the apartment. At least, you tried to? You sweep the living room. You wipe the kitchen counter. Okay, you don't make your bed, but who actually does that anyway? Still, you notice that no matter how much you clean up, you keep finding more messes than when you started. You peek over at the cat. You suspect that it might be the culprit behind this mystery, but every time you rush to check on it or catch it in the act, you always find it napping in the living room. You keep cleaning, but the cat, or something, keeps leaving more and more mess in its wake. I'll keep cleaning. You keep cleaning, but there's just more mess. And more. I should have saved. And more. When you finally stop and look around you, you don't even recognize your home anymore. There's piles of junk everywhere. Do you even own this much stuff? You don't remember ever buying or receiving most of it. The piles tower over you. You feel claustrophobic. The stench of garbage is overwhelming, despite your hands feeling raw from all the cleaner fluid you've been using. Your eyes still burn from the bleach. You need some air. You need to get out of here. You hear a crash and see a teacup you're certain you don't own smashed on the floor. You look up and see the cat perched on a teetering pile of china and kitchen appliances. It carefully nudges another teacup from the pile, sending it careening to the ground. You don't even flinch as it shatters. Instead, you start to chuckle. Suddenly you're laughing. It's so hilarious. The tears start running down your face. I knew it was you! You did this, didn't you? You pick up the largest piece of ceramic from the broken teacups. Didn't you? And throw it at the cat. The cat dodges by leaping off of the pile. The pile sways. It sways. It's falling. It's falling towards you. You can't move. You're buried. The pile fell on top of you. Broken shards of fine china and sharp utensils are piercing your skin. Your organs, your bones feel loose and limp, crushed under the heavy appliances. Warm liquid pools under you. The last of your strength. You listen as the cat pads over to you before laying down and purring sleepily. Yeah, the nap sounds pretty good. A not so clean getaway. That's ending 1? It expects me to clean first? Maybe not expects is the right word. Let's try that again while catching the cat, preferably. Really should have saved there when I realized there was an option. Catching you in the act this time. How are you supposed to finish cleaning up if this little imp is making a menace of itself? No. You know the cat's the culprit. You consider locking it up in the bathroom at least until you clean the rest of the apartment. But it just doesn't seem fair you don't actually have any proof. You need to investigate this further. You need proof. Not just for the sake of your sanity, but more importantly for the sake of cleanliness! You start to clean again and peek behind you, catching mere glimpses of a paw here or a tail there. But as with earlier, when you rush back to the living room, the cat is still sleeping. Okay, you want to play, cat? Then let's play. This time you decide to lay a trap, one your feline friend won't be able to resist. You tackle the kitchen counter and give it the works. It's glistening by the time you're done. It's so clean. You dropkick anyone who even thought of eating off of it. The perfect trap for your little cleaning saboteur. You whistle innocently as you exit the room and hide around the corner of the entryway to the hall. From the angle you're at, you have a perfect view of the cat and the island counter. There's no way you can't catch a culprit in the cat act now. If it really isn't the cat, maybe you'll give it a treat as an apology for your suspicions. But as you deliberate if you should stop by the grocery store to get some fish, the cat starts to shift. Its back that was rising and falling evenly moments ago is now rippling in small tremors like an agitated wave on a black sea. It's shuddering. It's bubbling. It's bulging. It's bulging. What the hell? You gape in disbelief as another cat bursts out of the still sleeping feline you've taken home with you. You're fairly certain that's not how cats give birth. But more importantly, you watch cat number 2 shake itself off before leaping up onto the counter, rolling around on top of it and leaving fur and grime in its wake. Probably should have given it a bath earlier. You feel like your mind is lagging behind the reality of the discovery you've just made. But you don't seem capable of thinking beyond smaller observations. For example, through the hows and whys of what you're witnessing elude you. The more pertinent question that strikes you is that if the original cat is still sleeping, and the clone cat is busy making yet another mess, then where are all the other clones? Ugh! Suddenly, the two cats look directly at you in perfect unison. Oh, God. Their eyes pin you to the spot with their intensity. But you realize with the familiar sinking feeling of being watched from behind, that they're not the only ones looking at you. You slowly turn around. How? Oh my god, that's a lot of cats! Packed in the hall behind you, from the floor to the ceiling, is a living, breathing, writhing wall of cats. Of clones. All piled on top of each other. The glowing golden eyes of every cat in the undulating wall of pure black fur. Every single eye is trained on you. Out of fear and sheer desperate need to distance yourself from this blight on reality and order, you take a single step back. And in response, the wall just breaks. The cats all stampeding over you. It'd be kind of cute if their soft paws weren't hiding claws as sharp as knives. You try to protect yourself, but there's just too many of them. Blood leaks steadily from your scratches. You feel dizzy. With what little strength you have, you turn your head and watch as the cats tear through carpet and upholstery, knock over vases and dishes and lamps, claw at the walls. It's going to take forever to clean this up, you think. Maybe you'll tack it all again later. Right after you take a short nap. With an annoyed sigh, you breathe your last breath. Double trouble. I'd say that's more than double. Good lord. Okay, so I can't clean. What were the other options? What, like, hold on. What were the other options? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was just so tired of everything. Not you. Never you. But I couldn't be the person you deserve. Couldn't ever hope to be. You were so amazing. Smart and talented and independent. You shined. But in comparison, damn it. So stupid. So worthless. But when it approached me, it didn't tell me what it wanted me. That it wanted me. It needed me. Maybe that's what I wanted all along. Wanting could be so fleeting, but to be needed? There was nothing I wouldn't give to have someone tell me that I mattered to them. That they needed me. You're walking. Right, of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. And you're actually glad that you did. Was I supposed to be using the continue button this whole time? Probably. It is the same. Okay, well, with that in mind, I am gonna go back to my save. I did not mean to do that. No, I don't want to overwrite my save. I want to go there. Hold on. But, okay, you know what? I'll just skip back through, take the cat home, do something alone. Well, no, do something with the cat. Because I can pet the cat. Leave it be. I am not doing anything else with the cat, because it will kill me. I'm going to do something alone. And I'm going to save here. Gonna overwrite that. And I'm gonna watch a movie. Okay, okay, that seems fine. You're not tired enough for a nap, but you're too lazy to get started on any of your chores. So you decide to watch a movie. You get dressed in your favorite pajamas, make some popcorn with an obscene amount of butter, and head over to your armchair. Only to discover that the cat is already napping on it. You frown a little in thought. Your couch isn't at the best angle for optimal TV viewing pleasure, and you don't feel like pushing it around and having to put it back later. The only options you have left are sit on the floor, or move the cat and reclaim your throne. I don't want to move the cat. I don't know if leaving it alone will somehow still get me killed, though. I don't like the order they're in. I'll just sit on the floor first. I don't want to move the cat. You decide to sit on the floor. The cat is a guest after all, and you pride yourself on being a good host, if nothing else. Well, at least you would if you'd ever had any guests over before. You grab a blanket and some pillows and make a comfy nest in front of the chair. That'll work well enough. You pop in a random movie from your collection and can tell instantly that it's one of your favorite horror films. You've seen it a few times already, but it never fails to get your blood pumping. Why would you watch a horror movie with that thing in the house? A few minutes in and you're already invested, getting reacquainted with the story and the characters. The scares won't come until later, but for some reason you feel like something is watching you from behind. You know it's probably nothing, but you feel compelled to check anyway. You peek over your shoulder. Yeah, why? Why? Only to jump out of your skin, jostling a few pieces of popcorn out of the bowl in your lap. The cat is awake and looking right at you. You take a calming breath, recovering from your heart nearly lurching out of your chest, and immediately feel foolish. It was just the cat, of course. It was so quiet you'd forgotten it was right behind you. Even though it's the whole reason you're sitting on the floor in the first place. You shakily pick up the remote, intending to rewind some of the parts you missed. However, as soon as you press the rewind button, the TV shuts off. You blink, confused. Nothing else turned off. The kitchen's dimmed light was still on. The digital clock was still glowing, and the movie player was still rewinding. The power clearly didn't go out, so why? You feel a chill run down your spine as you catch the cat's reflection in the dark TV screen. It's still looking at you. Cats stare, silly. It's kind of their thing. Right? And you're a new addition to its life. Of course it's going to study you closely to see if you're trustworthy. As you mentally reassure yourself, you turn the TV back on. What? TV's on, but the movie isn't what's playing on screen. It's... What the fuck? It's you? You watch yourself frown on screen as you feel your brow furrow in tandem. It's like footage of you in real time, like you're being recorded. You feel the familiar sensation of your mind focusing on small details to avoid the bigger picture of your current situation. Avoiding the questions of how this is happening, of who or what is doing this, and why. Suddenly your mirrored self smiles and waves at you, all on its own. You don't wave back, too stunned to move. The you on the screen doesn't seem to mind, though. It then stands up. It walks out of frame. And... Ah! Terrified yell rips out of your mouth before you can think to stifle it. On screen, in the chair, is the cat. But it's wrong. It become a large, swollen mass of black fur. Its twitching pulse a rhythmic in its slow, almost methodical breaths. Its mouth is a yawning entrance to a black abyss, framed by a set of teeth that look very, very sharp. Glowing eyes bulge all over its body. It's still looking at you. It doesn't even acknowledge your on-screen persona as they walk back into frame and pet it almost lovingly. Then, the you inside the TV touches one of the cat's fangs. You flinch at a sudden sharp pain in your palm. You look down and sure enough, your hand is bleeding. You're not particularly afraid of blood, but for some reason the sight of it leaking out of you sends another chill down your back. A thought, clear and terrible, flashes across your mind. It's not just the mutated cat in the TV that's watching you. Is it? Don't look behind you, don't look behind you, don't look behind you, don't look behind you, don't look behind you. Don't look behind you. You watch helplessly as your on-screen self smiles and nods at you, almost encouragingly. They stand in front of the cat's gaping jaws. They look into the dark depths. And as you're torn between the horrifying realization of what's about to happen and the gripping wonder of what they see looking back at them from that deep, deep darkness, they jump in. Darkness is a sudden presence all around you, pressing in and holding you down, and yet you somehow also feel weightless. You can't tell if you're falling, but it doesn't seem like you're laying down or standing either. You feel warm. You feel cold. You feel everything. You feel nothing. You feel nothing. Silent film. Interesting. Time to load and move the cat from my chair. Maybe it'll be less, horror movie-y if it's awake when I put on the movie. You square your shoulders. Sorry, kitty, but that's my spot. You pick up the cat and place it on the floor. It's clearly upset with you. When you try to pet it as an apology, it dodges your hand and scampers away. You shrug and put on a random movie before nestling into your chair. It's some horror film that you love to heckle from beginning to end. Nothing but an endless string of pointless jump scares. Same thing. But the writers did not know the meaning of the word subtle. Did the writers not know the meaning of the word subtle? I clearly don't. What was that? Was that the bedroom? The cat must have gotten in the medicine cabinet or knocked something over. Calming your thundering heart with a deep breath, you pause the movie and get up to investigate. Whoa! The cat dashes between your legs from the hall. Fleeing the scene only makes you look guiltier, you know. You're even more reluctant to see the damage now. You just want to relax and watch your bad horror movie. You go into the bathroom and turn on the light. Just as you thought, all the stuff in your medicine cabinet is scattered on the tiles. You sigh. At least none of it looks broken or damaged. Crouch down to pick everything up. Did the door just close? Did you bump it when you crouched down, or... Well, at least the cat can't come in and make more of a mess this way. The lights? Didn't you just replace the bulbs? They weren't faulty, were they? You never remember to hold on to your receipts for situations like these. You'll doubt you'll be able to get your money back. You stand up. You shake out the pain in your knees from crouching and open your medicine cabinet. Carefully, you place everything back where they belong, making sure nothing is missing. You close the cabinet door. You jump back, slamming against the wall, covering your mouth. You look back up at the mirror on the medicine cabinet door to see... nothing. Nothing? What the hell? Something was... You know you saw something just now. You know you did. Right? Oh, the only options are I did or I definitely did. Interesting. Don't know if that'll really make a difference here, but I'm gonna save anyway. Yes, I want to overwrite this because it's just the same thing over again. I saw something. Yeah, You rushed out of the bathroom and slammed the door behind you without looking. You went to the hall and... No. Ow. No, 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 no. You shield yourself with your arms and... Nothing. Nothing. Again. You peek through your fingers and see... just your usual hallway. You don't feel very good. You need to sit down. You carefully make your way back to the dark living room, trying not to overwhelm your senses any more than you already have. Maybe you should watch something a little more lighthearted. Or just lie down instead. You don't know. It's a little hard to think. You just need to sit down. Stumbling forward, you reach your chair, but... Yeah, that figures. It's nothing. It's nothing at all. Just the cat, sitting back in your chair again, looking up at you curiously. But it's enough. Your heart lurched so harshly out of a mixture of fear and anticipation that it completely gives out. Your eyes roll up into your skull. You feel yourself falling back. You're dead before you even hit the ground. Ending 4. Real subtle. And my heart hurts after that. We're gonna try that again with the definitely option, even though I highly doubt that's gonna do anything different. Yeah, it's all the same. God, that's bright. So, here. We'll take a nap. You're a little tired from the events of the day. Yeah. Making life-changing choices like committing to the responsibility of caring for another living creature. Can't believe I said that all right the first time. Really wears you out. You could definitely use a nap. You head to your room and get dressed in your pajamas before you decide to grab a glass of water from the kitchen. You head back to your bedroom, ready for a much-needed nap. Hi! Whoa! Only for the cat to race past you through the open door and jump on the middle of the bed. It takes its time kneading at the sheets before settling down and closing its eyes. Well, that was fast. You frown thoughtfully. Now that your mind's on it, you find yourself really craving a nap in your own bed. There's no way you're settling for sleeping on the couch. Certainly not on the armchair. Which means you should... Well, I want to take a nap. Overwrite this. Move the cat, sleep next to the cat, do something else. Doing something else, I'm pretty sure will just lead me back over around, so let me try that first. Maybe you can try napping later. You decide to do something else with your time. Yeah, it does. Okay, so I want to take a nap. I don't really want to move the cat. But as that's the one that's likely to get me killed faster, and probably won't let me progress any further, I'm gonna do that. You tentatively nudge the cat in an attempt to make it move on its own. It doesn't budge in the slightest. Keep trying. This is my bed. Push a little more firmly this time. Ooh. It really wants to sleep next to me. The cat sounds annoyed with you. I will sleep in my own bed. The cat opens one yellow eye and slides it up to look at you. Is its voice a little deeper than before? Seriously, last chance? You really want to do this? Yes, if only for the purpose of the ending. Move the cat! Move the cat! You move forward! You move forward, ready to shove the cat with all your might. Ow! Ah! Your thrown back by some invisible force and crash into the dresser before falling to the ground. The wind knocked out of you, you look up in a daze. You don't quite comprehend what it is you're seeing. A strong, swirling wind is picked up, throwing items all over the place, as if a miniature hurricane has just taken form in your room. And right there, in the center of it all, is the cat, hovering in the air above the bed, its eyes open, glowing like molten lava. Oh dear. You watch as a vortex opens up in the center of your bed, and panic at the swirling wind turns into a vacuum. Oh god, dragging you towards the bed. You will lay down! Your nails catch and tear as you desperately try to cling to the carpet. The floorboards, any and every piece of furniture within your reach. Bloody fingers slipping clumsily on every surface. But there's nothing you can do. As you touch the vortex, your body starts to disintegrate. Tiny particles of your body separating and floating into nothing. The last thing you see is the cat landing nimbly on the bed, kneading at your sheets, before it curls up and falls back asleep. Do not disturb. I guess I won't move the cat. Which I should have done anyway. I'll sleep next to the cat. You shrug. What's the harm in sharing the bed, right? You both have had a long day, after all. You try to carefully avoid jostling the cat as you lay down, but it immediately scoots over and curls up against you anyway. You smile. Sweet dreams. You feel like you slept for a long time. You feel a warm weight on your back. But you don't see the... Oh, mystery solved then. You feel comfortable? You consider getting up. But as soon as the thought enters your head, your mind fills with the static and a deep sense of disapproval? Not yet then? Okay. The cat, jostled by your attempts at movement, kneads painfully at your back before settling down again and falling back asleep. You fall back into slumber too. It's night. You want to get up. Claws dig into your back like a warning. Tomorrow then, right? It's morning. You'll be late for work. But the cat doesn't budge. You don't even try to get up this time. You just close your eyes and drift off again. It's the next day. Since the last several days. Or has it been weeks? Or longer? You're not quite sure. You're hungry. You don't know how long you've been laying down. You feel sore on your back, but also on your stomach, your arms, your face. Everywhere. You can't remember your last meal. The last time you drank anything. You've been sleeping all this time. But you feel exhausted. More tired than you think you've ever felt in your life. It feels like a giant hand is pressing you into the bed. You can't remember the last time you even considered moving. But somehow you know that you need to go back to sleep anyway. Everything will be fine if you just go back to sleep. You think you're hallucinating when the cat finally stirs. It stretches languidly before hopping off your back. You hear its feet padding through your still open bedroom door, its steps fading down the hall. You don't open your eyes. You don't move. You're afraid you don't remember how. You're afraid that the static will return if you try. But you eventually do try. You try to prop yourself up on your arm. It's thinner than you've ever seen it. Thinner than you think should be possible. The arm snaps under the weight of your body and crumbles to dust on the bed sheets. It doesn't hurt in the slightest. As if even your nerves have dried up and become as useless as, well, as useless as you feel in general. Just how long have you been lying in bed? You don't have much time to think about it. Your failed attempt at sitting up sends you tumbling over the side of the bed like a rag doll. You think you're probably close to being a ceramic doll, as your body shatters instantly upon impact with the floor. Your head rolls towards the door, letting you watch as the rest of your strewn body parts crack and crumble and turn to broken ruin as your consciousness begins to fade. The cat strolls into view then, poking and prodding at the remains of your brittle limbs. Bad kitty, you try to say. But you think your jaw might have snapped off earlier as well. Almost as if sensing your attention, the cat walks over to you. Well, your head, at least. And you watch with your final conscious seconds as it lays down, curling its body around you. It feels warm. Well, maybe another nap couldn't hurt. Just a cat nap. Longest nap in the history of ever. So that closes off the all of the options in the simply taking the cat home route, at least. Which leaves me with how many endings? 16 of 40. I love the art in this, though. It's so simple, but perfectly encapsulates everything it needs to. So I guess I will do the not taking the cat home in the next video. And see where that leads me. Until then, see you next time.